Welcome to Petty Details, where the crew gallivants down a tree-lined lane of conversation on all kinds of different subjects. Join the crew as they jump in the Wayback Machine in the quest for nuggets of knowledge. Our journey will allegedly drop some petty details on you that you didn't know you needed to know until now. The following presentation is intended for mature audiences only and contains elements that are not suitable for some audience members. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to Petty Details. I am the Meg. We have Monica and Cam, as always. Make sure you subscribe.
Yes.
Use the little bell button. Notifications.
Turn on notifications.
Yeah.
Click the link tree.
Yes.
Follow us on X.
Leave
I
us
still don't know what I did
comments.
for Instagram. I'm gonna. This is a
Give
T
us
though. I'm not an
suggestions.
I.
No, you're not an
Oh
I.
wait, I can point to my eye. Yeah, I think I
Oh,
did.
there you
go.
go. Okay.
I Instagram and then Facebook, but I threw. You said it was a gang sign, so I'm just gonna do this.
There you go. Walk
There
like
you
an
go.
Egyptian.
Yeah. Oh wait. I can't do anything for F. I'm so
Oh my
sorry.
God.
I'll find a little like magnet that's an F, and I'll just be like F. And then subscribe.
Yeah. Let us
Ding
know
the
what you want to
bell.
hear about. Give us some comments.
We'll have a bell
Let
someday.
us know if we've missed any petty details.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay. Are you guys ready?
yes.
So, we
The
left
epic
off.
conclusion.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so we left off that there has been a mass shooting at the airstrip. We
Right.
have
Yep.
Ryan, 3 reporters, and a defector dead.
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's rewind to the morning of November 18th in Jonestown.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Everybody eats breakfast. They are starting to load the truck to go to the airstrip.
Mm-hmm.
Jim has given the defectors money when there's the commotion at the pavilion.
Right.
This guy tries to kill Ryan, but he's held back by People's Temple members. Ryan takes off in the truck. Okay.
Yes.
Now, Jim is pretty upset by all this, understandably, right?
Yep.
He gathers everyone for a town meeting, and there is a recording of this.
Oh,
Oh boy.
that's haunting.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is usually called the death tape.
Ugh,
Wow.
gross.
I listened to the whole thing. So
Heavy. Whoa.
I might have heard parts of this because the death tape was something called the death tape. It kind of sticks with you. Yeah.
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 But I don't know if I listened to the whole thing.
Yeah, no, I listened to the whole thing. So, Jim says the congressman's dead. Many of our traitors are dead. Do you think they're going to allow us to get by with this? There's no way we can survive. It's not worth living like this.
Bro.
Now, through his whole speech sermon kind of thing, you hear people clapping. Jim keeps saying that they've been betrayed and that they won't let the community live and they will steal their children. But he does tell people that they can say their opinion or that people can leave Jonestown if they want to.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, mind you, remember the people who have just left Jonestown, what happened to them?
Right.
So I can't imagine that in their minds, it's like if I leave
Yeah.
right now, will the same thing happen to me? They just
But they
told me
don't
a
know
bunch of
what
these.
they don't know what
What I
happened
was
to
gonna
them.
say, it hasn't
They just
been
told him that the
confir-
defectors were dead, huh?
Right, but he didn't know that. He just said that.
Right, but he told the people that. He
Yeah,
told his
Uh-huh.
people
but
that?
people don't know that like it
It's
was
actually true
People's
or
Temple
not.
people that killed them or what's going on. They
Right,
just
but
know these people are dead.
that they're dead. Yeah. But if that's what I'm saying is like he would be using that to make them stay.
Yeah, I guess I can
And
see
like,
that.
oh, if you
Oh,
leave,
I
you're
see.
gonna
Okay.
die,
Yeah.
Right.
basically.
I can see that.
In
But
a in a less simple term, he kind of planted that in their head of
Yeah.
like, hey, all those people who left, they died. Also, if you would like to leave, you could go now.
yeah.
What?
Yeah. But
Mhm.
he does tell people they can go if they want to. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, a couple people do stand up and give their opinion, specifically this lady named Christine Miller.
Okay.
She tries to ask about alternatives for death and keeps bringing up going to Russia. So allegedly, there was some deal where they could move the settlement to Russia at one point. But Jim says that they can't go now because Russia won't want them because there has been this killing.
Because of the heat.
But yeah, but
Hmm.
honestly, it's more of the crowd that shuts Christine down.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're the ones telling her Why
They're
are you
like,
bringing this up?
we have
Like,
to die.
no,
Yeah.
they aren't saying that at this point.
Oh, okay.
They're just like, why are you even bringing up Russia? Like, you know.
Mm.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So,
I'm still just trying to figure out what people are clapping about during his whole speech.
It's one of those little toys, the little clappers. They're just
Right.
yeah. No, like he's basically saying we
we're screwed.
we built this place
Right.
Mm-hmm.
to live free, and now we can't because all the shit has gone down,
Right.
Yeah.
right? And these people have betrayed us. That's what he's basically saying, and that's what they're clapping about, right?
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Okay, so Jim does talk about the events of the day, and he says that he won't give Don Slay to the authorities, so it's probable that Slay was the one who tried to cut Ryan.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, but I don't have confirmation on that. Although it doesn't sound like Jim knew anything about that part of it beforehand.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Just the way that he
Hmm.
says it, it doesn't seem like he knows.
Yeah.
Now,
Right.
he does say that he knew that Larry Layton was at the airstrip and was going to stop the pilot. Okay,
Oh.
so he did say
Okay.
that. But he also doesn't ever say that he had knowledge beforehand of the tractor shooters.
Okay. Sure.
Coincidence, maybe?
I I don't know because it seems like some of these people are acting on their own and some of them aren't.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Right.
And
Okay.
Maybe they are more in the facto of the guy who tried to cut the congressman.
yeah,
Like
maybe.
they're in
Mm.
like those are his close friends or something like that, and they're like, we're not gonna let him just leave
Right.
Yeah.
and put our boy in jail, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
But I
That's
don't
how.
know. I think that's the thing that I was questioning though, is why would he admit to knowing that Larry Layton was going to stop the pilots and not admit to the other two? Like at this point, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Right.
True.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I'm not sure.
He's
Yeah.
he's also high above the
Yes.
clouds, so there's no
Yes.
telling.
Right. So we don't really know. But
He's probably
um
in a rant, you know.
Hmm.
yeah. Yeah. He's rambling, I will tell you that. Okay, so now we get to the phrase, quote, he drank the Kool-Aid, meaning
Yeah.
blindly believe or accept a potentially harmful or flawed idea,
Hmm.
ideology, or trend, often due to intense persuasion or peer pressure.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that peer pressure, right?
Yep.
Yep.
So now
Also,
we
now I want a blue Kool-Aid jammer. Why I gotta go buy a six pack of jammers, I guess.
Yep.
blue, no, grape's the
What?
best, man. Grape's the
Purple.
best.
Oh,
Yep.
Yep.
I will say, okay, we had a choice usually between blue and red. Grape is the best. I will say that. If I
Okay.
had the option of grape, I'm buying grape. Actually, I'm buying grape and blue, and I'm gonna just one and then the other, one and then the
There you
other.
go.
Yeah.
Mix them together. Go
Ooh,
wild.
I love grape anything,
yeah,
honestly.
me
Gosh.
too. Okay. So now we have this death tape, which is the last hour pretty much in Jonestown.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
And you hear Jones encouraging people to drink, the
right.
oldest and the youngest first.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh,
Now,
hate
yeah.
that.
petty detail, they're drinking Flavor Aid and not Kool-Aid.
Right.
Okay. But in the death tape, you hear them start to drink.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And you hear babies crying, but mostly it's the crowd agreeing with and cheering Jim on.
Mm-mm.
Oof.
It is a lot quieter than I had anticipated, right?
Eesh.
I thought there was
Creepy.
gonna, from what everybody had described,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, there's gonna be screaming and people yelling at
Yeah.
each
Nope.
other and
They just pass.
yeah.
Oof.
So
And then imagine like because it obviously that stuff hits people at different points. So like you're watching everyone around you.
yeah. And that's
Ugh.
why I thought there would
And
be like more crying and stuff.
you
Like,
can't
Yeah.
do anything about it because you've already drank it, and it's like
Right.
I wonder. I guess I don't know if you could just put it up to your mouth, not drink it, and then be like just kind of wait around, pretend you
well, there,
died
Pretend.
okay,
maybe.
but we do know that there were some people that didn't drink
Oh,
because
okay.
remember they got out and went
Right.
to Georgetown.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Right. True.
Okay, so there is a possibility that sedatives were added into the dinner before the flavor aid was given, which might account for
Oh.
the lack of screaming.
Oh,
Also,
okay.
inhibits them, and in that sense too, of like
Yeah,
your judgment's a little, I'm feeling a
Mm-hmm.
little woozy type
right.
shit. Yeah.
but it's a possibility. We don't have
Right.
confirmation on that either.
Right.
Um, in fact, the US government did not support the release of the death tape, but a mystery person released it to the media. Embassy official Charles English said the tape would be an embarrassment to the US government and showed most people were not coerced and, quote, it was a collective decision based on the perception that the community was doomed and there was no use to continue.
Oh my
He
gosh.
said the tape
Wow.
showed the, quote, solidarity of the people in Jonestown.
Oh my gosh.
He didn't want, I'm assuming in his mind, also, main thing, probably big embarrassment, like big mess up. But another thing is like he probably didn't want like copycats either,
Mm,
like people following them in that
Yeah,
sense.
maybe, but like when you listen to the tape, that's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. It's not
Yeah.
the horror that you're imagining and that
Right.
hmm
like the media made it out to be.
Right. It's just real calm. Everyone
They're
knows what they're doing. Yeah.
people are cheering, they're laughing, I
Yeah.
They're
mean,
unified in their decision. Yeah.
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
it's rather quiet.
Yeah.
So,
That's
Crazy.
crazy.
yeah. So that's why pretty much everybody in the room that heard the death tape from the government was like, we can't release this.
Hmm.
Yeah. Jeez.
Okay, so there were reports of people being injected forcefully.
Oh
We've all
God.
heard that, right?
Yeah.
hmm
There's really no evidence of that.
Okay.
There
Yeah.
were people injected, but those numbers are widely varied.
Hmm.
Some reports
Mm.
say
Okay.
it was as low as 20, and some say it was as high as 400.
Oh, jeez.
Jesus.
So,
Yeah.
but from survivor statements, it doesn't seem like this was forced upon followers.
Hmm. They're
Okay,
like, I'd rather that than drinking the.
right. And
Drinking the
Interesting.
this,
Kool-Aid.
right. And this
Yeah.
is also what the death tape shows. It doesn't sound like people are being forced to do this.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no
Um,
screaming. Yeah. There's no like, no, no. Yeah.
mm-mm. We know that Jim called his son Jim Jr. beforehand and told him what was going to happen.
Mm.
Jim Jr. tried to get his dad to stop and find another way.
Hmm.
But Jim told him, quote, you need to be strong. You need to be our avenging angels.
Oh.
Now, Jim Jr. did try to get the authorities out to stop it because his wife and child were there.
No.
Oh.
Oh my God.
But we know that the authorities didn't get there for a whole nother day.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
didn't even try.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So two sons, Jim Jr. and Stephen, were not at Jonestown that day because they had been at a basketball tournament.
Ugh.
Um, Another one of Jim's sons, Tim Carter, was also
hmm
gone, although his wife and son were in Jonestown.
Oh my
Oh.
God.
But Tim had been sent to give money to the Russian embassy to see if they would grant People's Temple asylum.
Okay.
Huh.
In Russia.
Well, because remember, there was that whole Russian thing.
Russian.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Russia is somehow just a red herring,
so yeah, even though like Jim was saying, I don't think they're gonna want us, he still sent his son out there
just
to.
in case.
Just to see. Crazy.
Kind of weird, right?
That is
Yeah.
very weird.
So Stephen said later that he never thought his dad would go through with it, and that
Hmm.
Stephen was too focused on himself to really try and put a stop to the suicidal way of thinking.
Oof.
Jeez. Yikes.
One of the other survivors who was also out of Jonestown that day thought his wife and child would have taken their lives willingly. Quote, there was nothing else in life if you didn't have Jim Jones and People's Temple. If that was to fall apart, you might as well die.
Yikes.
I think
Oh
at
my
first a
God.
lot of people would have done it willingly, no problem at all.
Wow.
Yikes,
They really
bro.
believed in this community
Yeah, they
thing.
did.
Yeah. Wow.
So, after the horrific incident, the Guyanese military had People's Temple survivors go back to Jonestown to identify bodies.
Oh, jeez.
Ugh.
Jim's sons were some of those people.
Mm.
Oh boy.
The United States Air Force came in to evacuate the bodies, which took months.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
God.
Yeah. Petty detail, there were quite a few People's Temple dead who didn't have family to claim their body.
Oh
Oh,
my
that's
gosh.
There
sad.
are more than
Yeah.
400 members that are buried in a mass grave in Oakland.
Oh
That is
my
wild. Oh my
goodness.
God.
Yeah. Okay, so surviving members, especially Jim's sons, were blamed for the tragedy that they
Oh,
really had nothing to do with. They were
Yeah.
labeled,
yeah,
yeah, they were labeled as cultists and were shunned by people or met with anger.
Oh my
bruh.
God.
Yeah.
It's
Dude was like,
not
I was at a
even
basketball game. What do you
right. So I
mean?
was gonna say it's not
Yeah.
even their fault. Like they
That's the
aren't the
same
leader.
thing.
They're even.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. It's the same time period as people that were blaming, kids that came back from Vietnam.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
They were
yeah,
sent over there. They were drafted. Like they didn't have
right,
anything
Yeah.
to do. They didn't start
They
this
didn't have
war.
a choice. They were literally
right.
So why
following
are you being
orders.
an
Yeah.
asshole to them, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Blame. Never mind. I can't say that, I guess. Never mind.
Yeah.
yeah,
Blame
so
you know who.
so the
No
F
one's no one do anything. I get swatted immediately.
yeah, you will. Okay, so the FBI went to Jonestown to get all the records.
Mm.
Some of the records they found were dental records that helped identify bodies.
Okay.
One of the other things they found was a guest book where some
Oh,
parents of adult People Temple's members had written, quote, glowing reports of this paradise in the jungle.
Oh,
not their 5-star reviews on Amazon.
right.
What?
Right. By
Amazon.
by
Sorry.
parents of members. So
Yeah.
obviously people are being let in.
Yeah.
Huh.
Odd or forged. Probably less likely though.
Yes. I mean, the
Interesting.
FBI looked at it, so I would assume that they would have talked to these people and been like, hey,
True.
Yeah.
but okay.
They were like, yeah, everything was chill. My kid loved it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's talk about the aftermath of this. Really, the
Gosh.
press and the upset family members formed our collective ideas of what was going on.
Yeah.
Mm.
So there are all kinds of untrue rumors in a pamphlet, no less.
The almighty pamphlet.
Yes.
Phrase it.
That said that Jonestown was surrounded by barbed wire and security guards like a prison,
Wow.
that there were automatic weapons found, which wasn't true. The only
Mm.
weapons
Jeez.
found were like normal farm weapons,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
Hmm.
There were rumors that Interpol and the Guyanese customs knew that illegal things were being smuggled into Jonestown. Nothing was ever found in the searches, and the US Embassy was never told this.
Wow.
They
Okay.
probably would have been told if customs
Yeah.
was
Right.
looking at stuff, but they were never told that. So,
Huh.
Hmm.
Interesting.
reporters, remember, this is just the facts. I'm not trying to give my opinion. Reporters were trying to get info from the embassy and lying about who they were. Petty detail, one reporter called trying to say he was calling on behalf of the Minister of Information, whose name was Field Wrigley. But he gave himself away when he called her Wrigley Wright or Wrigley Field, sorry.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh
Get your facts
goodness.
straight, bro.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then we have the whole story of Jim Jones claiming to be God. We've all heard that, right?
Right, of course.
There are some sources that say he claimed to be the reincarnation of Buddha, but survivors told a different story. One said Jim Jones didn't think he was God and nobody else thought he was God, but he did have some sort of power.
Hmm.
Jim
He can be
Jones was,
God.
yeah, Jim
Yeah.
Jones was not a religious person. He believed in equalitarian type living, so everybody being
Okay.
equal. His
Yeah.
son Stephen even said, quote, there was nothing spiritual about my father. My
Huh.
experience with my father was that he was more an actor than genuine. He
Hmm.
could instantly identify what was most important to you and probably what you were most afraid of. He was always aware of eyes on him. All that mattered to my father was his perception of other people's perception of him.
Mm.
In another interview, a survivor said that Jim Jones never claimed to be God or have any direct contact with God.
Hmm.
Right.
But the reporter tried to say that the survivor said, quote, you mean contact with God? And the survivor got frustrated and said, quote, I never claimed he had.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So they're trying to put words in their mouth. And
Right.
Yeah.
and that's
Right.
what one of the survivors said. You're trying to put words in my mouth.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Another
Because they want to
survivor,
push this.
yeah,
They want
They're
to push
wanting to
their
push this.
story.
Yeah, the story that they have given, it needs to be. They're like, so you mean like this? And they're like, no, that's not what I meant at
right.
all.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another survivor told a reporter, I don't want to be in the position of defending Jim Jones. You're asking me leading questions.
Yeah, you're leading your
Oh,
witnesses quite
yeah.
Right.
literally.
But he's like, nobody, Jim Jones didn't say he was God. Nobody thought he was God.
Right.
Right.
I'm not defending what he did, but
Right,
like that
right.
wasn't what it was. So the press is kind of doing what the press does.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there was all the talk of torture and brutality, right?
Yeah.
So a
Hmm.
reporter asked a survivor about it, and the survivor said it wasn't really like that. They said that there was more public humiliation rather than violence if
Oh,
somebody, say, like stole something.
oh.
Um,
Okay.
he said if people wanted to get into a boxing ring to settle their disagreements, they could.
Hey.
If that works.
Right? Yeah. Um,
And then you create entertainment for everyone.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. And children were often told when they got in trouble to scream and yell like they were being beaten to put fear into the other kids.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Okay. So they also said that the only instance of beating that he knew of was one that was reported in Newsweek. But the man was beaten because he was found to be a child molester.
That'll do it.
Yep.
He knew of no other people being forced into, or no people being forced into sex or slavery.
Hmm.
So this
Okay.
isn't one of those weird sex cults.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right.
Okay. Reporters asked if there were any plans for survivors to hurt anyone else. And one survivor said, quote, no, I think that's just a lot of bunk.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Most survivors said that the feeling of the day on the 18th was eerie with heavy emotion.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I bet.
So some of the people that did survive had other issues. Mike Prokes, who was PR for the People's Temple, shot himself in a bathroom after a conference, saying
Oh
he
wow.
wasn't programmed or disturbed or distraught. Quote, the fact is that a person can rationally choose to die for reasons that are just.
Bruh.
Okay.
Whew.
Um, One People's Temple member was tried in Guyana for the killing of children at the Georgetown People's Temple office. Larry Layton was also tried in Guyana but acquitted.
Mm.
And they never, or they knew that Larry hadn't killed Ryan because he was inside the plane.
Mm-hmm.
So the actual shooter of Ryan was never identified.
Wow.
Ooh,
All
okay.
shooters from the tractor are believed to have left the airstrip and gone back to Jonestown to die.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But
Okay.
we do know that Larry Layton did shoot people. So he was brought back to California, where he faced charges for attempted murder of two defectors on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, according to Larry's lawyer, he was supposed to go to the airfield looking like a defector and then take down the plane in a suicide mission, but he wasn't told of the plan to ambush the airport.
Oh shit.
Oh
Okay. So
dang.
that's why I'm like, where did that come from? Because
Right.
Right.
it doesn't seem like anybody knew about it.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah, no one else
Um,
mentioned that.
right. He was convicted and received life. However, one of the People's Temple members that Larry shot was this guy named Vern Gosney, who testified at the parole hearing to have Larry released.
Okay.
And so Larry
Mm.
Layton was released on parole in 2002.
Hmm.
Now, Stephen and Jim Jr. have forgiven their father. They've tried to move on in healthy ways.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but as we started out this series with, Jim Jones was a multifaceted man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, he did have some different things,
Yeah.
and not necessarily bad things, but he had a plant who was the mistress of the Guyanese ambassador, um, so that she would take information that she got from the ambassador and bring it back to Jones.
Okay.
Jones also would have three people write reports on the whatever same event. So he would have three different versions,
Okay.
Whoa.
which isn't the worst idea, actually.
No.
Yeah.
Um, Paranoid because of drugs? Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did he take it as a personal affront if people left his church? Possibly.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Probably.
not really sure, but yeah. Total showman and master at reading people? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But People's Temple did make people feel included.
Right.
Yeah.
Remember, most of the Jonestown members who were interviewed alone did not want to leave and told the embassy this.
Yeah.
One survivor said that a few months before the tragedy, Jim said, quote, I do not have the moral right to take these babies' lives, these seniors' lives, these people's lives. We came several thousand miles to live, not to die. And most
My
accounts
goodness.
were that Jonestown residents were not forced to take their lives by Jim Jones.
Right.
Mhm.
Convinced that he was right and that they couldn't live in peace? Yes. But they weren't forced. They
Well,
were
also you
Yeah.
could
convinced.
the only
I
thing
was
I
gonna
could
say they were
imagine
con yeah.
is like the children
Yeah,
got yeah.
the children didn't have a choice. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Because like that would just be the parent to just,
right.
drink
Yeah.
this, sweetie, that type of
Yeah.
stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Um, so one survivor said that he joined People's Temple because he was seeking acceptance and friendship. He said, quote, people who immediately were warm to me, which I had never felt before.
Mm-hmm.
You were taught at that time to be friends with everyone, but love everyone type of thing, and people believed it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it really kind of was a hippie concept, like
Yeah.
everybody can live and,
Right.
be happy. Um, but and this is where my opinion kind of comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Would this tragedy have happened had Ryan not used it as a PR event?
I wonder if it was inevitable. Somebody was going to use it as a PR stunt, whether it was Ryan or somebody else. Could they have gotten more years out of it? Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree. I think that also the point at which he started uppers and downers, and that was going to lead him
Yeah.
to maybe not the
Some kind of
same,
meltdown.
yes, no, maybe not the same resolution, but some sort of end to what they were doing or move
yeah,
Yeah.
or something. He obviously wasn't in his right mind in that
right,
Right.
sense. So I can imagine it not being the same if the congressman hadn't
right.
intervened.
Okay,
Um,
but would 918 people have died if their parents would have left their adult children to live their lives? I mean, you can lead a horse to water.
right.
Right.
Yeah. Big
Remember,
questions.
you got to
Yeah.
remember that 400 of these people weren't even claimed by their family.
Yeah,
So
that's
maybe
the
People's
crazy part.
Temple was their family.
Yeah.
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 And
That's
they did, but well, like you said, they weren't coerced, they weren't forced to
mm-mm.
take their lives. Like they
But
were so
that's
convinced that outside of this community they were not going to find a
right.
community.
And maybe they
Right.
hadn't. I mean, that's
Right.
almost half of these people.
Right.
Right.
So lots of questions never going to be answered. We can look
Right.
Hmm.
at it from 100 different angles.
Yeah.
Easily.
But we will end on a petty detail.
Okay.
Congressman Leo Ryan's daughter, Shannon Joe
Uh-huh.
Ryan,
Hmm.
used some of her father's life insurance money to travel to India, where she joined the Rajneesh community. In a 1981 article, she was quoted as saying that she has become a devoted follower of Bhagwan. And the Rajneeshi was also considered a cult and poisoned
Okay.
organ restaurants in 1984.
Oh my goodness.
But that is also on our list of cult episodes, so we'll go into that later. But
What a circle moment.
Oh,
mm,
right. Yeah.
yeah,
Yikes.
Interesting. Huh.
hmm using his
Wow.
life insurance money to pay
Whew.
for another cult.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah,
All I
so
can
there you
say
have it.
is check on you people.
Yep.
Check on you people. That's all I'm saying. Check on them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But
You never know.
gotta let them live their life too. So
Yeah.
True.
yeah. So there you go. That is the
Yeah.
wild ride of Jim Jones and
Yes.
Jonestown.
crazy.
Wild. Definitely wild.
Yep. So
Yeah,
I hope that you guys hung in there with us. I know that it was a lot of information,
it
Mm,
was.
but we had to go down some roads there, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
we couldn't just leave it at the surface stuff that you hear on the news.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this one required a little more
It
detail.
was
Yep.
like it was like cliffhanger. 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 Yeah. Too good.
Welcome to Petty Details. That's what we do.
R- Right.
All right, Cam, do you have any whiny wisdom for us?
I
Or
feel
was it
like he
just
already gave it to us.
I
Check
was
on
just
your
check
gonna
on your
people.
peeps?
check on your
Yeah.
people. Yeah. But
Okay.
I think Med did add to that, like let them live,
Yeah, I mean, check on them. Let
but
them know
just
that they
check on
have
them. Like make
an
them
outlet.
right. Make them feel like they have someone to go to,
Hmm.
you know, no
Yep,
matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay. Bye,
All right.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.